did have a question.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, let's talk about, I'm going to go through these chapters kind of quickly. Up on the canvas, you will notice there's actually recordings out there for chapter 1. It's right here. This is a recording from Jimmy Scruggs. Then there's also chapter 2 recordings right there. Please watch them. Those are not my voice, it's him. But you know, he might explain it different than I do. So I love it when there's multiple versions of stuff available. So let's talk about chapter 1. We're going to go over some basically, security is tough. Okay. Does anyone think we can have total security? Anybody? What do you think?
Like in a way, but you wouldn't be
Not possible.
free as one would.
Okay, so he's saying in a way, but he wouldn't be as free. Exactly. If it was, if I wanted to take this computer right here on this desk and make it totally secure, what would I have to do? Anybody?
Unplug it from the internet?
Okay, unplug it from the internet. That's one thing. But that makes my availability kind of go down a lot. I probably need to unplug the power as well. Probably need to put it in a plastic bag in a safe, and, up on the space station or something. I don't know. But the point is, this is never secure if you're in it. Come on in. Okay. So, you really cannot get totally secure. Like it says, there's no simple solution. Even protecting our identity, protecting information, there's no easy way. You can't say, oh, we're secure. It's not. Many different types of attacks, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. Remotely controlling your car. There's videos out there of people taking over Priuses, taking over Teslas, all these different things where people are taking over cars, taking over aircraft. Okay. I do a little speech I give to high schools where I showed that how to get free Wi-Fi on American Airlines and United, all that, totally free. What you do is you connect to their Wi-Fi for free, don't pay for it. And then you have to go download their GoGo in-flight to watch movies. So they give you full internet access to download their app. So you just use their internet free for 30 minutes. I've done it on every flight. It works great. Don't have to pay a penny. The point is they're not doing it correctly, okay? USB drives. The Stuxnet virus was actually given out by a flash drive dropped at hotels, and a contractor put it into his laptop, infected a nuclear power plant. So all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And we're going to look at some more examples today. Lots of vulnerabilities out there. There's hardware limitations. I mean, how often do our phones change? At least once a year? Do you all agree with that? There's a new iPhone, new Android, whatever, every year. So how can they make them all secure? They can't. There's too many things to worry about. Okay. So then, they go in here a bunch of different, like delays in security update. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm an iPhone fan. If you're an Android fan, well, you're just wrong. But the point is, see, Apple makes their hardware so it's easier for them to secure it. The problem with Android is they make the OS and provide it to the 18 different manufacturers. You really think Samsung is in the business to secure it? No, they want you to buy another phone. So they do their best to secure it, sell you the phone. Then they stop supporting any updates. That's why, next time you come out with, Jelly Bean or Marshmallow, whatever, you're not going to be able to get it because their phone doesn't support it. It's just crazy, okay? So it says, before defense is possible, you must understand what security is. And that's what we're going to talk about in this course, okay? It says, to be free of danger is the goal. We would like us to be totally safe. How many of you have an alarm at your house? Anybody? Anybody online have an alarm at your house?
Used to.
Used to. Those of you that do have alarms, are they enabled when you leave home? Yeah, not usually. I did mine all the time, but now my mother-in-law is living with me. She can't turn it off. And every time she goes in the house, I couldn't do the code, and call me, and I have to do this, and it's a pain in the butt. So now I know, and I had a remodel done. 3 of my windows do not have sensors on it right now. So again, I'm not totally secure. Okay. So as security is increased, convenience is often decreased. By making stuff tougher and more secure, it makes it harder to use sometimes. Not always. There's a book out there called Hackers, which you're required to read in my 2603 class. But they talk about when they first started coming out with passwords, they just put a note on the console that says, oh, when asked for your password, just say no. So you're basically putting an empty or blank password because it's a hassle to put in a password. How many of you like changing your passwords every 60 or 90 days, whatever? Okay. I changed mine over the holidays and still, as of yesterday, still having an issue. One of my the problem is, I got my phone, I got my MacBook, I got my Windows Surface, I got my laptop here, and when I change my password, I gotta change it everywhere because I have an email account on each one. And, oh, it's just causing so many issues. So security sometimes makes it tougher on us. Okay, I'm gonna go through this kind of quickly. Okay, confidentiality, integrity, availability. You will see these three things in many classes. You need them. They will be on test in nearly every class. It's not Central Intelligence Agency. That's not the answer. Confidentiality. Only approved individuals may access. So, student records. Would y'all appreciate it if I just brought up your grades here on the screen and showed them to everybody? No, that's confidential information. Okay? Integrity. This is correct and unaltered. So what if, random people, got in and changed? What would you think if me, for instance, if you knew that anytime you took the KU in class, you got an A? No matter what you did. So would everybody enroll in my classes? Probably. But what would that do to your education? You probably wouldn't learn anything. And you'd probably say, yeah, I'm going to get an A, but that degree sucks. I didn't learn anything. Well, we're actually having that problem right now. Not with me, by the way. Not with me. But the point is, integrity is a big issue. If people just randomly giving out grades, that's not a good thing. Okay? Right? Availability. What happens if the internet goes down? Okay, y'all have a generator at home? I have a built-in generator. I love it. I got my gas bill this month. It was $100. Highest been in a while. Because we were without power in my neighborhood for quite a while, so my gas generator had to run. But I'll tell you, having that generator, my power goes off. It takes about 30 seconds before my generator kicks on. I'm got power again. What do you think I do when my generator comes on? I turn on all the lights outside, let the entire neighborhood know, yep, I got power again. But the point is, availability is a big deal. If you make something so secure no one can use it, what good is it? Okay? It's tougher. So availability, information is accessible to authorized users. So I'm going to go buy something. I got a remote here in my hand. Say I need a new remote. So I'm going to buy this exact remote. What am I going to do? What would you do if you need to buy this remote? I probably looked it up online, find out who made it. In this case, it's NEC. I have the model number. I'd probably go check Amazon first. What happens if Amazon was down? I'd probably go eBay or Walmart. So my point is, so if Amazon goes down for 30 seconds, you think they're going to lose some business? Oh, massive amount of business. Something funny, we order everything on Amazon, pretty much. Today I took 3 things back to send back to Amazon. But my point is, they got so much business going on. Y'all know what Netflix is. How does Netflix run? What does it run on? It actually runs on Amazon. Did you know that? iCloud from Apple runs on Amazon. Rose State's website runs on Amazon. Pretty much everything runs on Amazon. Because Amazon built their system so robust so it can handle the holidays. But after the holidays, what are they going to do? Just throw their thumbs? So they sell it. They sell out the service. So Netflix had an issue where people report, hey, this video flickered or something. How do you troubleshoot that? So Amazon now has a service which you can rent. It's called Chaos Monkey. You rent that service, and it will literally go through your systems that are hosted on the and randomly turn them off. To see if your backup and recovery systems, if your failovers work. So say you're streaming a video on Netflix and the server goes down, shouldn't another server pick up immediately? Yeah, and so you can test it. So availability is a big deal. It was about 2 years ago, we had that 6-day ice storm. Remember that? A couple years ago? Rose State was down for a few days. It's like, oh my God, it's right during peak enrollment. What are we going to do? So they set up where each of the vice presidents is going to take a cell phone home. I could imagine, would you guys have called a cell phone number? No, you wouldn't have. But I mean, I don't think that was a good plan. But availability is a big deal. Okay, and here's our picture. Confidentiality, you really need all 3 of them. If it's available, obviously we can't use it. If it's not available, we can't use it. If there's no integrity, what the heck good is it? Because we don't have confidentiality, then our stuff's getting shared. Like what's the law pertains to hospitals? HIPAA. That is a big deal now. I went and had a ultrasound done the other day, actually about a year ago. Oh my God, the paperwork was killing me. I also had a sleep study done. It was the same stuff over and over and over. I finally said, see previous, because it's crazy the amount of paperwork. But they're doing that to cover themselves, and it's just, security is just a big issue. Okay, we have layers. It says form the securities around your data. So if I have some super secret data and I put it on a flash drive, would I just leave it out on the desk? No, I would probably secure it somewhere, maybe in a locked desk or in a locked drawer, or a locked office. So, you can think of physical security in that aspect. People, it says those who implement or properly use security products to protect data. Are the people out there good? There's a lot of money being made in this field, but you're responsible for a lot of stuff, okay? Policy and procedures. I hate policies, but there's a reason for it. When I have an account on the NSA website for doing some of our grant stuff, my password has to be between 12 and 14 characters. 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase, 2 numbers, 2 special characters. That's a very restricted password. So what's that making me do? It's making me write it down. Or I store it in a password manager. Because it's so restrictive, the policies in place, it's like, wow, it's killing me. Okay, let's continue on. An asset, a thing of value. So we're going to protect this remote control right here. A threat, some action. So this classroom was unlocked before class. You could have come in and stole this asset. That's a threat. A threat actually could be you guys stealing. Okay. So am I really worried about this? Should I protect this? Well, no, the real value of this is cheap. Okay, so we got a computer sitting here on this desk. This computer probably costs about 800 bucks. So that's pretty valuable. But would I spend thousands of dollars to protect it? No, it's worthless. Okay, I mean, it wouldn't be you can't. Why would you spend thousands to protect 800 bucks? It's kind of scary. Okay, here we have a picture. We have our asset, which is our scooter. We have an attacker. Someone's going to steal it. That's the threat, and the hole in the fence could be our vulnerability. Okay. Okay, so vulnerabilities, flaws, or weaknesses that allows a threat agent to bypass security. There's always a weakness. If you have not been hacked into, you don't know it yet, or it's happening very soon. You will get broken into. Positively will. Okay. I got a call, was it a year ago now? Actually, it was an email from IT services saying someone broke into my cyber website here at Rose State and was downloading passwords and credentials. So I'm like, that's weird. Okay, so I'm going to look into it. So I started looking into it, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not even my web. What it was, someone had broken into the main Rose website. But they didn't think they were vulnerable, so they just knew it was my problem. So I called him and said, no, Jimmy, that's not me. That's you. He's like, what are you talking about? We don't have RDP enabled. I'm like, yeah, you do. He's like, oh, crap, I got to go. I'm like, The point is, you're going to get broken into. You're going to get stuff stolen. How many of you check the prices at the grocery store when you buy food? When it says it's $2.19, do you kind of put in your brain what it costs? And when you go to the cash register, you check it? I'm notorious for that. I'm like, wait a minute, that costs something different. I bought some of that Sara Lee fancy bread. They were only charging me like $3. I'm like, no, that was under $2. No, sir, that's the price. So I ran back up thinking, nope, it was under $2. Even at Lowe's this week, I bought a 6-hook hanger so I can hang my dog stuff on it, dog leashes and stuff on it. It was like, 42 cents different from what they were showing and what they were trying to charge me for it. No, I said, no, what are you paying for 42 cents? So, but, vulnerabilities can be anything from, a weakness, a flaw, like I said, someone can bypass security, threat vector by any which means that can occur. So we got a door right there. Is that door locked? What's on that door? Okay, it's locked. We had an issue a while ago where we caught someone stealing about a bunch of books out of my old office, which is 131. That used to be my office. Someone stole all the books out of there. So we looked at the security camera, and we saw the cleaning people come in and be cleaning the offices with backpacks on. Probably not a good plan. But they kept going out of my office with full backpacks and coming into this room. And then we were watching it, and we couldn't see what was happening in here, but they were going to this room for multiple hours a night. So they were going in here, going out the door, getting into the car, driving home, coming back right before quitting time. So they all got fired. So, point is, do we check that door every night? We don't know. Risk. It says the situation that involves exposure to some threat. You know, what is the risk of allowing you students in this room right now, or people on? It's always a risk. Okay. I have dogs in my house. Is there a risk with dogs? Yeah. I had a dog who bit 7 people. The friendliest dog in the world. I love that dog. He was so friendly, but if you came near me, he would bite you. And the last job was he bit the neighbor's kid. He was just standing there talking. We bit him on the leg, so we had to get him put down. But the point is, you know, there's a risk with everything. I have a pool. There's a risk with that. Cooking dinner, there's a risk with that. You know, using IT, there's a risk with that. Logging into computers, there's risks with everything, but how much you're going to live with, okay? So you can either accept the risk, okay, I'm willing to drive to work today, okay? I can transfer it. Well, okay, anybody have an example of transferring the risk? How about insurance? Car insurance. Transfer it. Avoidance, you know what? You know, my ex-wife's cousin would never fly. And then got to the point where the only way he would travel was by train. And a few years ago, he was on that Amtrak train that wrecked out west. I'm like, what's he going to do now? He won't fly. He won't take the bus. Now he won't take the train. But the guy just had bad luck. He didn't die, but the point is, you know, you can avoid risk, but can you avoid? Now, I live at I-40 in Shutdown Road. Anyone go out east? You notice they open the I-40 exit like Friday. The new exit's open. It's wonderful. But when I get on and at Shutdown Road to come west in the morning, I have a choice: brick wall or get on. I mean, there's no other option. There's nothing. So, man, I'll tell you that day when we had snow a little while back, I couldn't see, and it was either brick wall or get on. So I just got on. I mean, yeah. So that was a risk. You know, I tried to avoid it, but I did. I made it here okay. But mitigate, I'm going to do what I can, but it might not solve everything. Okay, that's kind of what they're talking about there, a little bit more in depth. Okay, information security helps protect data theft, thwart identity theft, you know, protect us overall. And I'm not going over these great depth. Please watch Jimmy's recording. He does a good job explaining this stuff as well. Okay, personal data, stealing credit card numbers. Anyone ever had the credit card stolen? How about online? Anybody have a credit card stolen? Nobody?
Well, not my straight credit card.
Well, I've had my Discover card. Someone took my card and spent $17,000. I got a call from Discover card. This is a few years ago now, saying, "Is your wife out shopping? Did she go to Dillard's and Montgomery Ward's and Sears and all that before the mall closed? And is she currently at Lowe's trying to buy a lawnmower?" I'm like, "No." Well, someone has stolen my credit card. As far as we can tell, it was stolen from Crest over on Reno. The machine was broken, so they did the old swipe thing. And yeah, now how much was I responsible for? Zero, not a penny. And they FedEx overnighted the card to me because I was using it a lot. They wanted to make sure I had it in my hands so I could give the money legitimately. But identity theft, you know, I was part of the OPM breach a few years ago. 14 people that I know on campus had their identity stolen. Every military person had their identity stolen. So if you're ever through the military, they have your identity. Who went to Sonic last year? Or in 2017, sorry. If you went to Sonic in 2017, they have your credit card number. Guaranteed. They got every credit card number that was ever used at Sonic. So if you ever use a credit card for 2017 and prior, someone has a credit card number. My First National Bank, they said, no, your card was at Sonic. No one's used it fraudulently, but we know it was stolen, so they give you a new number. So yeah, I mean, that was a year ago. In September 2017, every credit card number from Sonic was stolen. Okay, identity theft, big deal. People make fake identities, make accounts in your name, try to launder money, stealing people's Social Security numbers, just lots of stuff they can do with them. There's a lot of laws. I'm not going into them. You know, there's HIPAA and ground breach and all those other ones out there. Okay, they talk about how much productivity you're going to lose. So if Rose State's internet went down, who would it affect on campus? Would it affect you students? Somewhat. I mean, if it's an online class or you can't do homework or you didn't do well. But what about all the advisors? Think it would affect the advisors? Yeah, they can't enroll people. What about our HR? Oh, that's off the internet as well. How about our finance? Oh, that's off the internet as well. How about our hiring? That's on the internet. Admissions, that's on the internet. So what would we do? We sit around and twiddle thumbs all day long? So, you know, so really the impact, you know, is exponential when you start adding other people and other processes involved. Okay. All right. Cyber terrorism is any predetermined politically motivated attack. Okay. Cause panic, provoke violence, die hard. The last one. They're going to firestorm. Live free, die hard, or something. I mean, yeah, that, you haven't watched it, you can try to watch that movie. Okay. Threat actors, a generic use term to identify individuals who launch attacks. Okay. We also have financial cybercrime out there. People steal money all the time. Okay. And let's move on. Script kiddies. These are people who download resources and use them to break into stuff. Don't really know what they do, but they're just dangerous enough to know how to use them. So, you know, so individuals who want to attack the computers, yet they lack the knowledge of the computer, so they download something, they use it, and then, you know, use it to break into stuff. Okay. All right. Skills needed. So really, with no skills at all, you can break into stuff. 13% chance. Low skills, 28. Minor skills, 44. So really, highly skilled people, there's very few of them out there. Very few. You know, if you want to read a good book, I've read a lot of books lately. There's a book out there called Pentagon Brain. It's available for free at the library, by the way. Audiobook, ebook, everything. It's called The Pentagon Brain. Amazing book. Tells you a lot of stuff they do there. You learn about, yeah, it's just interesting. Okay, hacktivists, hack for a reason. You know, hack for whatever. You know, I worked at an ISP downtown, and they got broken into. They got hacked into with a code red virus. Anyone ever heard of the code red virus? What the code red virus does is kind of nice. It went into your website and made a backup of it, and then just changed the front page and say hacked by Chinese. That's it. That's all it did. So all you had to do, you know, really the files were literally just changed to BAK. So change extension back to HTML. You're done. Go back online. So yeah, it was kind of crazy. They break into websites, changing content to make a political statement, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Nation state, you know, the hack on behalf of a government, kind of like the Chinese people did. Advanced persistent threats. That Pentagon Brain will tell you about this. These are, okay, in China, they train people to break into computers. That's literally what you do. They train you. I forget the APT number, but there's a team that the NSA got into, I think they talk about in the Pentagon Brain book. Well, they were in the Chinese person's computer watching the Chinese person break into government computers. It's like, it was craziness. So a multi-year intrusion campaign, it's advanced persistent threat. People do this, that's their life. So they're going to use any means possible to get in there. Okay, y'all know what Internet of Things is? Internet of Things. Ever heard of that? Yeah. Okay, that's our stuff in our house. That's our TV cameras. I mean, our home cameras, our thermostats, our smart TVs, our Xboxes, all that stuff that's connected to the internet. Okay, I got solar panels connected to the internet. I got cameras. You know, everything's connected to the internet. Well, so I think I got about 40 items in my house right now. Say I got this thermostat. Okay, I got a Nest thermostat. I love it. So everything else in my house is totally secure and protected, but there's a little teeny flaw in that thermostat. And someone finds out about it. What they're going to do is break into my thermostat, and from there, they're going to break into my network because the thermostat's inside my network. So if you get into the thermostat, then you can get into the entire network. It's kind of think about it. You can lock this entire building down except that door right there. So they forget to lock that door. You can come in this door and now go through that door, and now you're inside the building. And we got ceiling tiles. So now once you're in this room, you can go into the next room, and then into the next room. So really, one weak spot. Now, if you try hard enough, if you're checking this building every day, do you think you'll find the door unlocked at some point? Me and Arlene have a joke. Her door is left open at least once a month. By the cleaning, I'll come into work. I'm always the first in the morning, about 6:20 in the morning. Her door's unlocked. I'm like, what the heck? There's something about the cleaning people have a hard time shutting her door. So the point is, if you try hard enough, you can. It's like your house. You said you already don't set your alarm every day. I don't set mine every day. So you don't think one day I didn't set the alarm and I probably didn't lock the door either. Or I forgot to lock the window, or I forgot to do whatever. So, you know, that's kind of what advanced persistent threat is people that just don't give up. Okay? employees, contractors, business partners. You know, we have a cleaning crew. They caught the cleaning crew stealing projectors. It was the guy in charge of the cleaning crew. So he was telling the people, okay, you go clean this part of the building. While they were cleaning that, he stole the projector from the other part of the building. Someone up in room 203 stole a bunch of processors out of the computers. Came in one Monday morning, none of the computers worked. Someone stole all the processors out of the machines. So you don't know what it could be. Okay, let's continue on. All right, defending, layering, limiting, diversity. Okay, maybe we're going to have a lock here and a lock there. So, you know, we're going to layer. They talk about each one, you know. Layered approach, defense in depth. We're going to have a virus scanner and a firewall. Maybe I'm going to lock my front door. I'm still going to lock up my jewelry. Okay, that kind of stuff. Okay, limiting, you know, do you really need access to it? So, like, should this room be open when there's no class going on? Does it really need to be? But it's easier just to leave it unlocked. That way, y'all can just come in. But still, we got this computer, and we got this remote control. You know, you can steal that. So, point is, you know, limit to what you can. Okay, there's technology based. You know, maybe we can limit your access to the file system. Okay, procedures with policies, stuff like that. And okay, let's see. Let's move on. Oh, diversity. Says if they break one layer, they might be stuck at the other layer. Die Hard 1, Nakatomi Plaza. All them watch Die Hard? Seriously? You watch it. You seen it? No? How about you? Seen it? You seen it? That's a Christmas movie. You watch it every Christmas. You have to watch Die Hard 1, Nakatomi Plaza. That's defense in depth. Layering. They get to the final layer. There ain't no way they get to it. Sure enough, the FBI cut the power, opened the vault right up. So that's kind of what we're talking about. Okay. By the way, I reference lots of movies, if you haven't noticed. Okay. Obscuring inside details from outside. Basically, do people really need to know what kind of computer we got? No. If you can hide that stuff with a firewall or something, it does help. But by telling someone, I have whatever the heck, an HP whatever, HP Elite Desk. So now all of you know I have an HP Elite Desk here. Now, if you wanted to, you could go online and find out if there's a hardware vulnerability on an HP Elite Desk, because now you know exactly what the computer is. It's kind of like you try to break into a car. Doesn't it help to know what kind of car it is? You ever seen the videos where people steal a car that's a standard and they can't drive, so you leave it and get out? They can't drive a standard, so there you go. Get a standard car, you're safer. Okay? Brand of software, brand of hardware, that kind of stuff. Okay? Simplicity says nature of information security is complex. We want to make it easy. And yeah, Facebook, we all have Facebook. We're not the real young generation that won't use Facebook, but you know, Facebook, when you try to watch a video and you want to stick an ad in there, then you always try to just close it out because whatever update, I couldn't close it out. It's like, what the heck? So I had to close down all of Facebook. I just stopped using it. So the point is, you know, by adding complexity, sometimes you make it harder, and it's just crazy. Okay, let's see. See if there's anything else that's important. Okay, that's pretty much all of chapter 1. We're not done. We're going to do chapter 2. Let me stop this recording.